Hello and welcome to Pow's Weekend Review. We are here to talk about all things job-related.
Oh my god.
Because jobs blew up.
The jobs exploded this week. Beatrice had Cyber Monday. Mm-hmm. My job is just a fucking shit show, and I never get to leave that building. And poor Kenneth is like, guys, I just want to hang out and talk about things.
But no. So, we are here to talk about everything except Gifted. So we have Titans, The Flash, Supergirl, Arrow, Legends, and Black Lightning. But first, here's the news.
The news is that it looks like the Black Lightning showrunner might be a turd pile.
Yeah, so that sucks.
That's so disappointing. But, like, also, I mean, just don't admire men ever, I guess.
Yeah, I did. I had a bit of a blow up because it was that one right on the heels of Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, my, man.
And I was yelling at my coworker, like...
Which, like, destroyed me. I was yelling at all my coworkers, too.
It's like, are there no good men? Can I trust men?
None of them. None men.
There's... I think Tom Hanks, and that's about it.
Mr. Rogers.
Literally, it's Mr. Rogers, Bill Nye, Please God, and
Mr.
Tom
Rogers
Hanks.
is dead, so...
We can still trust him.
He got out clean.
We can trust him forever.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah. Man, remember what...
Shut
let's
up.
hop in
Let's
Kenneth's
not.
Wayback Machine. Boop, 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 boop. When you did not like Mr. Rogers, and we would get into fights about it.
He weirded me out.
Because
Tiny Monica had trust issues.
I did.
She didn't like anything that was good and nice.
It's also that. I have a lot of cynicism in
you
my
just
jumpsuit.
sat there listening to Panic at the Disco.
Whoa!
In your dark room.
Whoa! She's about to straight up murder you. Whoa!
How fucking dare you?
Probably had Hybrid Theory on loop, except when you put Good Charlotte in.
Brendan Urie is a Patrick Stump fucking poser wannabe, and I will light your house on fire.
Look at that. I am in your head.
I hate you.
Anyway, so that sucked. Daredevil got canceled. It looks like Disney... I don't know, actually, because I
like your theory.
I think... Wait, which was my theory? Because
they're pulling it to put them on Disney's site.
I hope so, because I could also definitely see it being Netflix going, wait, if you're making your own competing streaming service, why are we paying licensing fees to make stuff for you?
Yeah.
So I think probably if they're going to move the show from one to another, there might be an issue with calling it Daredevil. So maybe they're just canceling all those shows and then they'll just do Heroes for Hire or they'll do something else.
That would be dope.
Heroes for Hire. Heroes for Hire.
Yes.
They should just have a show called The Devil of Hell's Kitchen.
Or that.
There you go. That'd be fun.
So I assume Jessica Jones and Punisher aren't far behind. Because, if you're canceling Daredevil, which was by far their biggest watched of those. Plus side, Monica's breakout favorite, Preacher, got renewed for season 4 and is moving to Australia to
Is
film.
that Monica's breakout favorite?
Sure. Monica breakout, not surprise
Monica
hatred.
forgets she likes it and then watches it and remembers why she likes it favorite.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fair.
That sounds right.
That's a much more of a mouthful, though.
I'm definitely into Australian Preacher. Everyone's just going to have an Australian accent. I hope they use their weird-ass terms.
Oh, man, I hope they have to...
I hope they have
to fight like a giant spider.
So... Mackey's,
I would like you to piss off our Australian
Megan,
listeners.
I love you and your entire country. And Megan, please, call me out on Twitter. But according to Tumblr, Mackey's is McDonald's.
Okay.
That's weird.
Yeah, they're going to go down the street and get a Mackey's.
I'm already uncomfortable.
Oh, no. There's a really great post that goes around a lot, and it has, Australian language, and someone goes, what is this?
I remember talking, listening to the last podcast episode about Catherine Knight. They did talk a little bit about different... slang terms in Australia, and I remember that a root rat is a slang term for a woman who likes to bone a lot.
I don't like that.
No,
I don't know. It's weirdly endearing.
And what was it? Oh, having a blue is like having a domestic fight with your lady
because the cops show up.
I honestly have no idea.
And there's a lot of cursing, maybe.
I don't know.
Anyway, I can't wait for Australian slang.
Okay, and last but not least, they are in the works for a Blue Beetle movie.
I saw that, and it's starring our boy Jaime.
Our boy Jaime, who I think is so cute, and I love him on Justice.
There you go.
Very torn, because I love that run of Blue Beetle, but if it was Ted Kord Blue Beetle, it would be much higher chance that we would get Guy Gardner also.
Right.
And so I don't know which I want more.
I mean, I personally don't really know anything about Ted Kord. The most I saw Ted Kord in a comic that I read a lot was when they talked about him in in Birds of Prey, mostly as like the fact that he and Oracle had cyber sex at one point.
Yeah. Now, Ted Kord he was such a good, chill dude, and then he got fucking murdered by Maxwell Lord because no one believed him. And he's like, yo, Checkmate's doing shady stuff. They've got Brother Eye that they stole from Batman because Batman's a big old dum-dum. And there's this worldwide conspiracy, and he went and talked to so many superheroes, and none of them believed him, so he broke into Checkmate's thing by himself and was murdered. And then Batman felt like a piece of shit because he was.
And then I found $5.
And then R.I.P. Ted Kord. It's fine.
Yes. I personally have spent more time with Jaime, and, and I'm also like, I love that we're doing a story about somebody who's not white.
Yeah, no, New Blue Beetle is dope. I read a ton of him growing up in Justice League International when it was like all the fuck ups that couldn't cut it in normal Justice League like went and started their own one, and it was so dumb.
I mean, yeah, that was like fucking Constantine and a bunch of other like people who are just shit shows.
It was all bad.
Who cannot be on the same team with Wonder Woman and Superman.
Loved it. Oh my god, can you imagine Constantine and Wonder Woman running around? Like,
I think Wonder Woman would do fine with Constantine.
Oh, no, I think...
Batman, however, would not be chill.
I actually watched, there was a Justice League Dark animated movie in which it's Batman, Constantine, Zatanna, and like some other people, and so it's like, so basically really it's a buddy cop movie with Batman and John Constantine, and it's pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can imagine, but I'm sure Batman hated it.
He did.
It's whenever Tony Stark has to deal with magicians, he's fucking out.
He hates it.
Dude, you need to read the Elseworld, the what if Tony Stark became the Sorcerer Supreme. It is so dope because he just brings very.
Wait, what?
Oh man, yeah. Also, I think there's one. What if the Punisher became the Sorcerer Supreme?
I gotta read all the what ifs.
Yes,
this
the what
is
ifs
are so much fun.
Also, the what if where Jessica Jones marries Steve Rogers, because that one's great.
Oh, there's a what if. Actually, maybe
I can't
Sorcerer
even
Supreme.
imagine that relationship.
Yeah. But Sorcerer Supreme is apparently just their, like, what-if clickbait. Because there was one where Magic, Ilyana Rasputin became Sorcerer Supreme. And that one was really nice, too. That just came out a couple weeks ago.
I have some more Australian slang for you.
Okay.
So, thongs are flip-flops.
My mom calls them that, and I hate it.
It's weird, and I hate it. Yeah.
Ew.
Tinny is a can of beer. A Dury is a cigarette. I'm not calling it that other thing that they call it in England.
Yeah.
I love this. I might start using it. Chucking a sickie is like calling into work sick.
Nice. Okay.
My favorite so far is when something is like broken, like usually it's an inanimate object, you just automatically go, she'll be all right. Or she'll be right. So like, if something falls, you can just be like, she'll be right. And you like, anyway. I love it, and I want to go live there.
Okay.
And just listen to them say their weird things and pick them all up.
Wow. You should
pick them all up and then bring them home with me.
Move there and then tell them that.
Megan, I love your country.
You say your weird things.
I'm American. Give me a pass.
Oh my god. No,
because we're just dicks all the time.
Just dicks all the time.
Jesus. Okay, so let's talk about Arrow, season 7, episode 6.
Now it has been a hot minute since I've watched all these, so we're gonna.
So we have
I literally am trying to remember. And
we find out that Sketchy Dude is actually the guy who stabbed that guy.
Nailed it.
What? The sidekick guy who tells
the little dude.
Stanley.
Yeah, he is the one who killed the guard.
Okay, so here's my theory.
Yes.
I was going through old Green Lantern stuff. Green Lantern Rebirth was all about this dude named Stanley who was trying to gain immortality and had trapped his grandson in with a this demon friend that his grandson had. And if
wait, his grandson had a friend who was a demon.
Yes.
And Stanley trapped them in a room together.
Well, he kept his grandson locked in a bubble, basically.
Sounds
to
nice.
Try to capture get the demon to come back and capture him. I'm not doing it any justice. You should just read this. I think it's that.
Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Criminal Minds, so the minute you're like, he then trapped his grandson in a bubble, I'm immediately like, then did he try to sell him on the internet to pedophiles?
No, he was just using him as a demon bait. Okay. Which is better?
It's better.
It's
no,
better?
that's better.
Yeah.
That's better because no one's trying to put anything inside of him.
Well, yeah, but he's also, like, probably condemning his grandson to hell afterwards. So.
Oh, that sucks.
I mean, his grandson made that demon friend himself.
He was a nice demon friend.
Okay.
So this opens with, we find out that Diaz off-screen killed all the Bratva in a single night, which is not believable at all, but whatever. And then is torturing Anatoly, who, man, I still just love Anatoly. Like,
right?
he was
I love that actor.
A full-on bad guy last season.
We were in a fight.
Yeah.
Last season, and that happens between friends.
Yeah, things happen, and then,
sometimes you try to kill everybody,
better.
it's fine.
So Team Arrow rescues
Someone hits your head really hard and everything's fine.
Yeah, it's all good.
Just use the forget-me stick. It's all good.
Oh, Forget Me Stick. I love that movie.
So I can't believe they never made a sequel to it.
I know, it was so good.
Which, I mean, maybe it's for the better because it's just a perfect one and done.
Yeah.
Once again, Star City is going to be blown up by something. Diaz is trying to level
why not?
it.
I don't care.
Like, I need this Diaz storyline to be wrapped up. I assume they can't run this the entire season.
I mean, they might.
No, because they did it for so much of last season. It would be stupid. They need a new...
What episode are we on now? 6?
Only 6. So
6.
We're only a quarter of the way through.
Right,
I could definitely see like a third or a mid-season flip to a new big bad.
An actual big bad that's like good.
If this became more of a thing and you kind of had seasons rolling together with a bit more connected bad guys,
that'd be cool.
I could kind of dig that. Because it definitely feels like the start of each superhero season is very meandering.
Yeah.
So this might give it a bit more purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stanley is accused of murdering the guard, gets tossed in solo for a while. Oliver does some detective work and pops Stanley out, and then Stanley's like, "Oh, thanks for finding that knife." And Oliver's like, How did you know about
How
this?
did you know who had the knife?
You pulled straight like Matlock, Columbo, whatever on him. You just told me more information than you were supposed to have had.
Are you... Do you need us to get your little Werther's butterscotch candies?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I immediately think of Edward Norton Jr. in that Primal Fear movie.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I go to. My go-to.
That is a really solid film.
Yeah.
Wait, there's an Edward Norton Jr.?
Oh, no, when he was a baby.
Edward Norton.
Oh,
I accidentally tacked that Jr. on there. That's my bad.
Yeah.
It was him and Richard Gere when Richard Gere was, viable.
Alive?
Yeah. No, he's alive.
He's alive. He's just not working.
Saleable talent.
Wait, who's the one that died then? Flashdance guy.
I honestly,
Richard Gere, I think, was in Flashdance. No,
honestly, I've
Gere.
never seen Flashdance.
I've never seen Flashdance. All I know is she married our man.
No, that's Dirty Dancing. That's Jennifer
Maybe
Grey.
that's what I'm
Dirty
thinking.
Dancing.
Wait, who's in Dirty Dancing?
Patrick Swayze.
Oh, yeah, he's dead.
Yes.
Nailed it.
How
okay.
the fuck do you mix up Patrick Swayze and Richard Gere?
I don't know. They're
Number
both
one. They
older
look
and have
nothing
nice hair.
alike. They look nothing alike.
Look, you got hair. I can't tell you apart.
Plus, I don't think Patrick Swayze ever played a lawyer in his life, and Richard Gere has played basically nothing but lawyers since he was 19.
Yeah. Are you Googling, has Patrick Swayze ever been a lawyer?
No, I'm Googling Richard Gere because maybe I'm... Oh, no, that's... I think they look a lot alike.
They look nothing alike.
Wow, they're both white men with hair on their heads.
Oh my god, Kenneth has reached,
You're white, you're Ben Affleck. I don't know what to tell you.
All white men look alike.
I mean, it's true. Anyway.
Yeah, they both just have nice hair, I think.
We
I
find
think that's
out
what does it for me.
that his sketchy little sidekick straight up murdered that guard. And my immediate thought after finding that out was, I think he murdered that guard just so that Oliver could save him.
Yeah, he's got some weird plan going.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, not much happened.
Yeah, we did learn in the flash forward that Felicity allegedly became a villain at some point, which gives credence to me, and that makes me feel very happy.
Right. Sure.
She becomes a calculator, which is pretty dope. Cause I don't know, like I know we have difference of opinions on Felicity. Even though yours is stupid, I still respect it.
That's not what that sentence feels like. That sentence does not feel like respecting my opinion.
That feels like a call-out post.
I feel like this would be by far the most interesting thing they could do with her characters, have her fall to villainy this season. And then eventually OTP, Oliver, and New Laurel end up together.
Okay, she can't be a villain this season because she wasn't a villain for most of Will's life, and Will is an adult, and she's a villain when he's an adult.
I mean...
I'm
manipulating
machinating things.
behind the scenes.
Also, New Laurel has to end up with the other Black Canary. I do not ship her with Oliver.
Oh, man. Okay, yeah, never mind.
Yeah,
that's way better.
Yeah.
Laurel and Dinah.
Oh.
The two Laurels.
They would have weird, loud sex.
Oh my god, so loud.
They need to borrow that negation belt. Or just, like, their bedroom wrecked.
Maybe that's what they like.
It could. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, like, right into you.
No, you can't have I would not want someone to sonic scream at my vagina. That sounds...
I mean, you don't know that till you've tried it.
Yeah,
I mean,
you could, like,
small
low key level it and just
what if it's like a low hum and it's like a vibration?
I mean, that sounds great.
That's what vagina's like.
Yeah. You'd have to learn the...
We all know
that's what my enameled peppermill.
Peppermill. Fuck.
My vaginal ratchet.
You guys, we are way off course here.
Okay, let's jump over to The Flash.
And I'm doing our timer. Go, The Flash.
The Flash, Season 5, Episode 6. The Icicle Cometh is the name of this.
Oh, God.
I should read the titles more because they have great names, apparently.
Beatrice called this at the beginning.
The last one was All Dolled Up with Ragdoll. Previous one was Newsflash.
Okay! Beatrice called this one within the first 10 minutes and said that's not her dad, that is
the bad guy. Oh, I thought he was going to turn out to be Mr. Freeze,
which he is.
He's basically
didn't
Mr.
call
Freeze.
him Mr. Freeze
because they name dropped Victor Freeze toward the beginning.
Oh,
and then
did?
they did.
I totally
he was like,
that.
I was in here working with science name Victor Freeze, science name.
Oh, the third one was Harrison Wells.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was like science name Victor Freeze, Harrison Wells.
I only got the Harrison Wells. Man, that's dope.
Yeah,
they name dropped
him. So we
him.
think he's actually Mr. Freeze because he has like ice
or
powers.
he's going to be like our knockoff Mr. Freeze because maybe we can't have that one.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's owned by someone else.
Batman-y.
Yeah.
Oh man, remember Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mr. Freeze?
Yes. Remember how he like put his wife in like a fucking snow globe or something?
Well, I mean that's
canon.
No, I know, but like it was just ridiculous.
And that movie was.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger, they like shaved his whole head and put him in that blue like sparkly makeup.
Now remember how they were originally going to make that, and it was still going to be the first director.
Oh, Tim Burton.
And Tommy Lee Jones was going to play him.
I mean, that actually works.
Yeah.
Remember when they have bat skates?
Oh God, no! Let's talk about something else.
I think my favorite thing of the mid Batmans was George Clooney's contract had one stipulation. All he wanted.
No nipples, no butt shots.
Yeah. And the very first time he suited
nipples
up,
and
it just hands up across his bum, and then across the bat nips.
Oh God.
Do you know what?
Isn't that breach of contract? Don't they have to pay him for that?
I still love that one. It's so bad.
It's hot
trash.
It's
so bad.
Anyway.
Bane is in it.
Man, Bane
and
was
Poison
the most,
Ivy was
Poison
in
Ivy
it.
was actually fun.
She was great.
Bane
Uma
was
Thurman
so
was perfect
disappointing
casting.
because he's such a great villain in the comics, and he was just a big muscle mook in
Why?
this.
And also, like, I'm tired of them.
Stop making white Banes.
Right? He's not white. He's from a made-up country, so he's not really from anywhere.
He's from
Latin America.
Latin America. He's from I can't think South America. He's from like that part of the world.
He should not be white. You know, I mean,
no, bro.
I would be fine with most, like, if he was from, I don't know, Portugal or, you know, anywhere other than Europe.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal for Bane.
Anyway, let's go back to this show and not shitty Clooney.
I feel like a lot of this episode is about mom stuff. It's mostly about Nora trying to spend time with Iris.
Which was nice. I liked that. I really like the flip on it when she realizes, oh, you know, this is a very different mother than the one I knew.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is? Because to me, it feels like all of a sudden, like it felt really like a sharp right. She was so angry. One conversation with Cecile, and suddenly she's like bubbly and attached.
A conversation with Cecile, and then because you have to think she spent her entire life
every time
idolizing her father and getting yelled at by her mom. So to see basically that hero trope flipped and her dad tied up, shoved off a building, and her mom jumping off with no plan after.
Well,
like,
I think
it was a 1-2 punch.
I guess, and like maybe this is just Nora's personality, but I would have been more chill if it was a tentative. Hey, I'd like to spend the day with you and try this. But she was just the way she is with Barry. Like, immediately. And I don't know.
That's just Nora Allen. She is either 0 or 100%. Like, she doesn't have any... Well, let's kind of feel this out.
Yeah, and I think also part of it was that she was talking about how her mom used to always sit behind a desk and say no. And to see her mom active in the field being a complete badass, I think was also part of it.
Yeah, she maybe is realizing this really is not the woman I
think also I've pegged her in her late 20s, and I think the show is trying to make her, like, 11. 18.
That's a stretch.
I'm just saying, like, she acts like a dumbass teenager.
Yes, she
agreed.
This is like that Supergirl problem where they had that girl who looked like she was 14 and they treated her like she was 9.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Sam.
Ruby.
No, Ruby. Yeah, Sam was okay. Ruby sucked.
The worst.
So I think my problem is that girl looks like she's in her late 20s, but they're writing her and her emotional swings are like she's like 14, 15, 17. And I think
there could be something there to kind of this idea that maybe she aged prematurely. Yeah.
That's right.
I hope so, because she comes across as very
young,
displaced age-wise right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so most of this was her wandering around with her mom, trying to reporter it up, which is cool. And then Caitlin, Cisco, and Baby Giraffe.
Baby Giraffe!
Meeting. Oh, no, it was Barry. Never mind. Finding her father.
Yeah, original Team Flash. They go to, like, the North Pole or whatever. They can't find a door, so Barry's like, we don't need doors.
Which is
great.
Like, I need more just random power usage while out and about.
Yes. And I really like they were all bundled up, because most of the time people if you're going to portal, like, they don't even change their clothes. And I'm like, no, it's cold there.
Yeah.
Bundle up.
Yeah, so they find Dad. He seems okay-ish, except, oh no, it turns out he's dying, and the ice is taking him over Bobby Drake style. But then, oh no, the cure he's trying to have Caitlin make for him is actually going to just erase Dad from him and keep evil Dad going all the time.
Well, I think I got confused partway through, because when they're like, oh no, we found these skin grafts, so you're not really her dad. I thought that he was like a clone, or that he had somehow, like, I don't know, asexually mutated, and I was going on the opinion that there was going to be 2 of them, that her real dad was out there somewhere and this guy was a fake. So then when later on they're like, oh no, he's still inside, I had to completely rewind like 8 minutes of the show.
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay. Apparently his alter ego was Icicle, which is a very stupid name.
Yes.
But, here you go.
I mean, it's no Killer Frost.
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite part of the whole episode is at the very end when Caitlin and Killer Frost get to talk directly to each other for the first time.
That was so cool. Because
I loved it.
I did love them leaving notes for each other, but I think this will be a lot healthier relationship.
Also, Killer Frost is back.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I love it.
That was nice. And I like that when she came back, she still remembered that we've been working this whole time on getting you back.
Yeah.
That, like, she is part of Team Flash. And I like that she remembered she has friends, and that was lovely.
Welcome back, KF.
Yeah. Dad does escape at the end of it, which is a bummer. But at least Killer Frost is back. And they track... Man, I'm so bummed that all the satellites are back up. Like, I was having such a better time when they were having
actual research.
Yeah, gumshoe detective it up.
Yeah.
But they use the satellites to figure out that probably Cicada's daughter was in one of the satellite drop areas, and so they have a name, and they can start tracking it a bit.
Didn't they find that his little knife came from their actual satellite?
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. I do like that. I am all in on the dark matter
tech
objects this time.
It's pretty cool.
It's a fun twist on what they've been doing.
Okay.
Right?
What's next?
My favorite show, Supergirl.
Boof.
Man, let me tell you, this season just keeps getting better and better for me, and I really don't know if it's just because I'm a big old stick in the mud, and the more the rest of you don't like it, the more I feel like I have to like it.
I think it's that.
It could be that, because I was talking to Mary also, and, like, she's really not feeling it.
Yeah.
And then, like, I feel like I have to defend it, which is a weird thing I should probably get over, but here we are.
Okay, can you remind me what happened in this one? I'm trying to look it up, too.
Yeah, so this is the one where we started having the stupid Children of Liberty patrolling around with their dogs that are trained to sniff out aliens. And then pretty much they're like, oh, we're going for walks in the neighborhood. And then their dogs would bark at houses. They would call it in. Those houses would get marked with infrared paint so that they could have a coordinated attack against a number of aliens all in a single night.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Yeah, because they pass out, like, dump just a ton of leaflets titled Twilight/Gleaming that are basically their manifesto, and also a code that, hey, we're going to do this attack on this day at sunset. Manchester Black starts accumulating a shitload of guns and torturing them, and it's... Oh my god.
Wait, torturing aliens?
Oh, no. He's
a good guy.
Yeah,
he's just a violent good guy.
He's the Punisher.
He's good themed.
Yeah.
He has good intentions.
Wait, let me get this right. He has kidnapped people that are illegally hunting and identifying aliens and then planning a wide attack against these innocent creatures. He is kidnapping those people. I mean, innocent beings. I'm sorry. Innocent beings. So... Manchester Black has kidnapped members of this group and is torturing them.
Yeah, because...
Do we care?
No, because the dude he kidnaps is that cop that...
the DEO guy?
No,
him alive.
It was I don't think you met him by the time you stopped, but it was a random cop that helped facilitate grabbing his girlfriend. So yeah, he's got that dude in his bathtub tied up and just... is taking...
Oh, yeah, so at this point...
I'm glad. Yeah. Play him fucking alive.
At this point, the Children of Liberty are straight up a domestic terrorist group. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I would say that I oppose his methods, but not at all his reasoning. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to stand for Manchester Black, and I do not oppose his methods. These people...
We are shocked.
These people have earned this.
Although I tell you what, I was telling Monica, I've been watching a lot of Criminal Minds, and every once in a while, like, I'm in one episode, and some guy is just like...
the worst.
Like, just really gets under my skin. And in that moment, I go, yeah, I totally understand why cops would let a guy just fall down a flight of stairs. Like, I get it.
So weird. He fell into the door of my car a few times with his face.
He was fell onto my knife.
Yeah.
He fell onto my knife 7 times.
I dropped my gun and it went off. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. He hit himself in the back with that sock full of nickels like 5 times.
He's a penitent. You can't stop those people.
Russian suicide. 2 to the back of the head.
Yeah.
Totally suicide.
Totally did that. He slit his own throat.
Anyway, maybe if the threat... like, if the reward for domestic terrorism was to be slowly flayed alive, less people would do it, is all I'm saying.
I think you mean fewer.
Sure. Either way. Both ways, even.
I think there is that weird thing in the Constitution about cruel and unusual punishment. But, here we are.
It's not cruel and unusual. We're just relieving them slowly of pieces of dead skin.
Oh no.
I mean,
okay.
it's extreme exfoliating.
There we go. Extreme exfoliation.
Anyway,
at
back
the hands
to the show.
Of Manchester Black, a trained operative.
So James finds himself in a uncomfortable situation because the Children of Liberty really like what Guardian is doing. So he's like, okay, I want to make inroads with them, see what this is all about. I'm going to go meet with one of them.
No.
Lena had also booked him at the same time.
So wait, do we have a second show where a black man is meeting with the KKK?
Oh, no. I think in this particular circumstance, he's not meeting with them because he's sympathetic to them. It feels like we're heading toward him going undercover with them.
Yeah, I feel like...
Oh, so like Black Klansman style.
Yes.
Well...
yeah, much more like that.
All right.
No, he's in no way sympathetic toward them.
No.
Okay.
He's, I think, still... maybe even not the undercover, but just kind of trying to approach it from a journalistic standpoint of... I want to get their information out there. Let me go talk to them. Also, maybe I can convince them that they're being big old dickheads.
What does I want to get their information out there mean? He wants to publicize their manifesto of bigotry?
Dumb. He's frustrating me.
Feels like...
Yeah. It doesn't seem to me... I don't believe at all that James is sympathetic to their methods or their cause. I think he, as a reporter, is looking to maybe understand... where they're coming from, in trying to say, we are all, like, decent human beings, and that if I can understand, like, the root cause, maybe we can figure out a different way.
Is he CNN putting Steve Bannon on the airwaves and giving them the chance to say their piece?
See, that's the problem. Like, and some of the other problems that I've had with James in previous episodes talking about trying to see both sides and stuff like that.
There is no other side when it's bigotry.
Is the thing. But I do think...
A black man should know that.
Well, I think, again, we're trying to remember that this message is not for us. It's for people way less woke than us.
I guess.
So this is going to be much more broad strokes. So at times, it does make me feel uncomfortable because it's too broad.
Right.
But that I have to think that this is for somebody who doesn't understand. And that maybe this message of, people who believe that the Mexicans have come to take their jobs are at the root cause really upset, not at the Mexicans, but at the industrialization and the added robotness. So maybe if we can talk to them
about...
Are
you saying economic anxiety right now? Because that's racism.
Well, of course, what they're doing is racist, and I'm not apologizing for that. Right. But that if we can, that maybe the idea is if we can reach them and say, hey, your anger is going in the wrong direction, that their minds could be changed.
Yeah, maybe don't be mad at immigrants. Maybe be mad at billionaires who
are shipping your jobs out of the country
in an hour than you make in 3 years.
Person to person, I ain't got time for that. But I do see that maybe the show is saying that we as a nation should maybe make time for that. I don't know. I don't like it.
It's also fine. My only problem with that is I don't have time, and we don't have time to educate people who are choosing to be ignorant. They have just as much ability to figure this stuff out, to do a little bit of research about where their jobs are actually going. It's a lot of an onus to put on the people who are actually trying to be good and make a difference.
But if you grow up in a region that has horribly underfunded schools with very restricted curriculums, you may not... It's very easy to sit in our ivory towers and say, oh man, why don't you just go on the internet and look for all these things? What if you don't even think to look for those things?
That also feels like it's not my problem.
Unfortunately, okay, look who our president is. It is your problem because
my
we're in this
now,
shit show
and that's frustrating because humans are born curious, and I don't know why these people aren't more curious.
They get curious about stuff like Flat Earth and falling into conspiracies of...
Don't try to get me in a good mood by bringing up those idiots. You know I love them, Kenneth.
But but what about her emails in Benghazi? And their curiosity gets funneled into specific other things.
Yeah, and because I think there is a lot of... I think, for a lot of this stuff, it's very much more nature than nurture. That if you come up in an area like I did, I grew up in an area that was 99% white, 99% Catholic. And it wasn't, I'm going to tell you right now that the thing that helped me get woke was Tumblr. And I went to Tumblr not in search of getting more work, but in search but in search of fanfic. And so it was a very meandering path. And I think for people a lot of people that I grew up with are very much content with what they have and aren't looking to educate themselves.
So tying it all back together, that is what Supergirl's doing this season.
On this network is trying to get the message out. And I have to, as much as it's frustrating for me because it paints with way too broad of a brush.
Take my hands, Beatrice.
I won't. I spit in your hands.
Ew.
Ew!
That's what I keep telling myself so that I don't lose my mind while watching the show.
So look, I guess if Supergirl wants to take on this responsibility of educating the willfully ignorant, then thanks, I guess.
Wow, that was moving.
That was I'm
That's all I got for them.
So they do have the Twilight's last gleaming attack. Supergirl saves a bunch of people. Oh my god, Brainy's out there fighting people with physics, and let me tell you how much I love Brainy fighting.
Brainy is the best thing about this show.
I would watch that scene where
you should
he fights
watch
people with
just
physics,
that scene,
because
I
don't understand them, but I love physics.
He cheats a bit and uses his flight ring also, and walks up a wall to avoid a punch, and it's great.
Oh, Brainy.
It was so great. And then one of the houses definitely the stupid Children of Liberty show up. Manchester Black's there instead. He's all, "What's up? I got guns," and just shoots all of them. Because he's out of fucks to
I just made heart eyes at Manchester Black.
And last but not least, one house of aliens, their little pet lizard freaks out because it gets broken into. The girls, the dad's trying to protect his daughter, and her little lizard pet is like, "Oh no, I need to help," turns into a full-grown dragon.
What?
and goes flying around, and then Supergirl has to fight a dragon, and then eventually talks it down, which I really like.
So she didn't fight the dragon.
She got it out. She basically did everything opposite Man of Steel, got it out of
Away
the civilian
from
population,
up
into the sky, got it to chase her into an abandoned yard, and then just talks it down as like, hey, you know, your friend is safe, we're all cool now, and then it morphs back into a little lizard.
And she
yeah. Oh my god.
I want a dragon lizard pet.
Like,
I realized
I'm digging this show, and it's...
I realized as we're talking, I don't think I saw the end of this episode.
Oh, man. you should watch, like, the last 10 minutes, maybe, because it has a dragon.
I think I fell asleep. That's fine.
My god.
That feels right. That's what this show deserves. That was mean. I'm sorry.
Wow. Oh, and Nia, the new lady at Catco, keeps falling asleep at work, and
it's not great.
Says she has narcolepsy, but really keeps having like quick vision flashes, and so is, I think, developing superpowers.
Oh, fun.
Probably being a dreamer, and I assume like great mini great grandmothers to one of the Legion of Superheroes who has the same power.
Cassandra?
I think so.
Yeah.
And why Brainy, when he first meets her, is like, I feel like I kind of recognize you.
That's always one of my favorite tropes, is when you have somebody who is somebody's ancestor and it's played by the same actor or actress. I'm like, it doesn't happen. But that's fine.
No, it doesn't happen,
though.
But it's cute.
Okay.
What's next?
My real favorite show of the week. Legends of Tomorrow.
Yes.
This was the Thanksgiving episode.
This was the Japanese monster episode.
Oh! My favorite!
Oh, man. Cthulhu!
Beatrice hated all the tentacles.
Okay, first, I need Nora Dark to just become Zatanna. I think that'd be great, and a great way to work it into the show.
I mean, she doesn't have to be Zatanna, but I mean, there's a lot of, like, dad stuff there. But I love her. She's great. And I was very surprised by her turning herself in at the end.
Man, that was so nice. Like, I really think 95% of her evilness last season
was dad.
Malice and her dad both manipulating and pushing her. So she probably has some residual of that, but like she seems like a pretty chill person.
Well, yeah, that she could have very easily, I mean, and the show could have easily just brought her into the fold, you know, have her save somebody's life, and then the team is like, okay, you can just hang out with us, and she rehabilitates while being on the team.
Yeah.
But the idea of her saying, no, I have to actually pay for my crimes, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Keep talking.
No.
Why? What's happening?
Getting a screwdriver.
Right now? That seems not nice.
Yeah, well, maybe don't be you.
Ow! Oh my god, you did! You stabbed me with it!
Rude!
What's happening?
Okay, I'm back.
Why do you need a screwdriver? Oh my god. Alright.
Come on, you're kind of impressed by that.
I mean, I am.
A little bit.
That screwdriver is dirty, and then you put it where your mouth goes.
Yeah.
If you're gonna lick that thing.
Do not... Ah! What the fuck? I want out of this garage!
Okay, so they go and find Nora. Well, Ray goes and finds Nora and is like, hey...
He loves her.
Can you come help me save Constantine?
Also, I have a big fat dumb crush on you.
Yeah.
Talk about heart eyes.
And then they use science and magic together, which I love so much. Like...
I actually really like, she's like, I can't do this. I have to kill someone to save him. And I, Nora, am choosing not to do this thing. And then Ray goes, hang on, I'm a physicist. All energy is exactly the same all of the time. Let me help you out.
Yeah.
Well, there were so many really good small things about all these scenes that involve the three of them, where Nora's talking about how she's afraid of her magic because so far all her magic has been bad.
Yeah.
And then Constantine wakes up just long enough to say, you don't have to do this. It has to be your choice.
Yes.
Really giving her agency in the moment, which Ray feels like he's giving her an option, but showing up and giving her sad face, and that Constantine might actually die if she doesn't.
That's not an option.
There's coercion there.
Yeah.
Whether it's well-meaning or not, but Constantine basically saying, fuck it, if I die, I die. This is your choice.
I love that, because Constantine is like, I knew exactly what I was doing.
Yeah.
I knew exactly what I was sacrificing. Ray isn't like us.
Yeah.
You get to choose.
Yeah. And because Constantine knows how fucked up he is.
Yeah.
And he's
so
just
much.
aware enough to try to make sure that nobody else does what he does.
Yeah.
And so then they get to have that talk where Nora's like, to save him, I have to take someone else's life force.
I'm not doing it.
I won't. And I like that she said no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But then of course, bless Ray comes up with a workaround.
Because Ray doesn't want her to be evil. He also doesn't want to lose anybody because he's Ray. So he fixed it.
Oh,
I really want in future episodes now also both Constantine and Nora running around with like giant battery pack backpacks that just like amp up their magic.
Yeah.
That'd be so great.
That'd be great. I want to talk about how much, like, Constantine didn't even really do any magic in this episode, but throughout the whole season, I really like the way in which he works his magic, where you see him, like, turning stuff in the air, but he really puts his shoulder into it. Like, it feels
he makes it look like heavy. He makes it look like there's a weight to what he's doing. It's not just like hand waving.
Yeah, because I was thinking about the way they do it in Doctor Strange, where
it's just arms and wrists.
Well, it feels more like you're painting in the air. There's no resistance. But what Constantine does looks like it takes sweat.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot.
Yeah. It does. His feels like he's tearing a hole
he's
in reality.
ripping something open with like his own physical power, but it's mental power, but it like manifests in a physical way.
Yeah, he stands with his feet
braced.
He
bends his knees. Yeah.
It like he's trying to turn like a bang bolt.
Yes.
And it's even more impressive because that actor is touching nothing.
He's touching nothing. That's all acting.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it. And I love
Matt Ryan killing it.
And I loved Charlie in this episode too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Which fucking one was Charlie?
New
the demon
teammate
girl.
The
Shapeshifter.
And of course, Ray. Oh my God, Rory. Rory is the best.
My man Rory, fucking killing it. 3-4 years.
Okay, so quick lead up to it. They go back to 1950s Tokyo. They discover the original creator of Godzilla found a magical book that whatever he wrote in it started happening. So he was, trying to work his way through the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and was writing
emotionally working his way through dealing with that.
That was, oh my God, that was rough when he talked about the bombing.
Oh my God, where he was like, he's breathing in people he knew, and he had them on his skin, and in his mouth, and in his lungs, and I was like, oh fuck,
that's so awful.
That's tough.
And it feels a little bit rare to talk about the horrors of that in a non-American way.
To talk about it from the Japanese side.
Yeah, because we did that.
We did that.
And that was terrible.
We did that twice.
Yeah. And whether or not, probably we can say that it was, you might say that it was necessary, but whether or not it was necessary or not, it was terrible. And we have to, own that. It was
necessary the one time. The second time was
there's an argument there.
The second time was to show that
we have more than one.
Continue to do this.
No, yeah,
even though we only had the two of them.
Shh, don't tell them that.
I read I forget how I fell down the hole, but it was a lot of speculative fiction on what would have happened if we hadn't done that. And so the true horror of atomic warfare wasn't really realized until well into the Cold War.
Yeah.
When the U.S. and Russia had a shitload of those and could have, however bad it got, nobody used those because you knew this
exactly
just
what happened.
erases a city.
Yeah. Well, and the problem there is, we might still be fighting in that first World War II.
I mean, there could have been even greater casualties. Yes. There's a lot of other things.
It's unfortunate the casualties were very specific to two places. Yeah. But there would have been many more casualties across all countries if we had kept going in the war. It was tough. It was a tough call at the time.
It would have ended. It would have had millions more dead to get to that point.
But the Japanese people had to pay that price, and that's not fair either.
Well, no, and then we have to take responsibility for our actions.
And we carry that around that we did this.
And I think it's very fair to talk from a Japanese perspective about what it was like to live through that, because I think listening and absorbing that into our culture is part of our nationwide responsibility for those actions.
Yeah. We should probably talk about it more from the Japanese side when we're teaching it at this point. It's been 80 years. I think it's time to start going, yes, this was done. There's an emotional cost, but we did not pay the larger portion of that cost.
Yeah. So it was definitely.
But on the plus side, giant octopus.
To work through that pain, he designed a giant octopus monster that then came to life because Bridget, the Norse god of creativity, which knew, like other gods, just wanted him to be happy and fulfilled as an artist.
And it's definitely, like, he was very quick to categorize that as evil, and I love that John stepped up and went, it's not about good or bad, it's just about power. Yeah. It's all how you use it.
Yeah. You have evil thoughts and you are working through something sad and scary. So what you created is evil, sad, and scary.
Yeah. That he had so much pain that he couldn't find a way to make anything that wasn't also about pain.
Yeah.
But but then of course we get to move through that. He gets to feel emotionally. He has some catharsis, but then also McRory puts out his heroine who has 3 boobs.
Well, yeah, because Sarah and Charlie are able to shrink the octopus.
So it's not can destroy. It can't destroy a city anymore, but also we don't know where it is now.
Yeah. Now it's just kind of wrecking the set and is like
it's
12
fine.
feet tall instead of 100 feet tall.
It's also fine. That's better.
So McRory takes the magic book and is like, okay,
because McRory is having some writer's block. Yeah. He's having some problems getting his words out of himself.
And he brings to life a hero named Heroine.
I guess we're just using hero now, aren't we?
I mean, hero's fine.
A hero named Garima, and it is his 3-breasted purple lady.
And I have to say, I'm not really surprised that McRory would create a heroine or a hero who has 3 boobs.
Nope, but that sounds like McRory.
But I did really appreciate that the way in which they dressed and filmed her did not feel gratuitous or gross.
It was not exploitative.
She was a badass.
Nice. She was fully covered.
Yeah.
Like, she had some cleavage showing, but, like, whatever, that's fine. She's a lady, she's got boobies. But, like, she was wearing pants. Mm-hmm. She did not have her tummy showing.
Nope.
She had sleeves. It was all very exciting.
Yeah. And then she and Rory had crazy knockdown sex.
Like, for hours, apparently.
Like, that is straight up the fantasy, to be able to create a fictional character and then bone them.
Yeah, especially one that has 3 boobs.
I like at the end, he's like, I was thinking 4, and the Godzilla guy's like, no, it was good as is.
It was good.
She's fine.
And then Mick,
don't do that. And then Mick goes, lizards.
Yeah.
Lizards are better. And I was like, oh shit, Godzilla!
Man, they fuck their way through history. I guess, it's probably because Sarah's settled down and is a taken woman now, and Mick's like,
somebody else has to get their swerve on.
I love this show.
It's so good.
I hate it, but it's so good. It has no right to be this good.
Also, Ava hanging out with Nate and his family for Thanksgiving was a delight. Except we find out at the very end that Nate's butthead dad is apparently...
always biffing it up, Biff.
Let's make like a tree and leave.
I like how that happened. And then Nate's like, I don't think that's right. And I was like, ah!
It's so great. Oh my god, this show is
we were mad that Nate left, and he should have sent Ava. Because,
obviously.
It's his family. It doesn't make any sense to leave Ava there. Like,
Man, I don't know.
Whatever. He just wanted to leave.
Also, I hope we hire the food delivery girl.
Oh, I think we're going to.
She's fucking baller.
The way that she worked through those 3 creatures.
Well, I like too. Biff was like, "Oh yeah, you're a creature wrangler." I was like, "That's her title. That's it. That's her title.
Yeah,
Magical wrangler. She's hired."
Because she just immediately started problem solving. She was not scared. Or thrown at all.
No, she was like, cool, this is happening. I know how to fix this. She says. She project managed that.
She did. She's like, guys.
That's why you like her so much.
We can see that those monsters are hangry. We got to get them some food.
I loved that because, like, hangriness is serious. It's true. A serious affliction.
Oh, I know.
I keep Snickers bars in my purse that I can give to Monica.
Yeah, no, I keep food stashed around the house to throw at Malia.
Look, our blood sugar gets low and people are going to fucking die.
She gets stabby.
Yeah.
Man, the first time I encountered her hangriness, it was all bad. I didn't know at the time, so I was like, oh, it's fine. We'll go get food in a bit. She's like, no, we're going now. Well, oh, cool. I'm putting my shoes on. Let's go.
I came over to a friend's house one morning, and I'd just been up for a while, and I hadn't really had coffee yet, and I was starving, and I said something mean about, like, her outfit. I don't even remember what came out of my mouth. She kind of looks at me, and she goes, let's get you some food. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Please feed me.
She is a good friend.
Well, because she knew I would have never said that otherwise. It's just like, I was hungry.
Yeah, so this ends with stupid Hank calling in, talking about the creatures can be controlled
and weaponized, which is like not your business.
Project Hades.
This is not your business, Biff.
No, nothing called Project Hades has ever been good.
Okay, number one. That's just the way in which people view and utilize Hades. Hades was one of the chillest of the Greek gods. I'll fight you.
But I mean, also he knows they're collecting things and sending them back to hell, so the name makes total sense.
I was being mean to her. You were shitting on Hades, and it's not his fault. He got dealt the underworld in that fucking bullshit slicing up of the world.
I mean, he could have not been a giant baby about Persephone.
He wasn't. They have a really good relationship.
There are different interpretations of that myth.
Yeah.
Some of them are much less rapey, which is why I like them.
Some of them are way less rapey. Some of them are like Demeter is just like a controlling mom. Some of them are Persephone gets to be free in the underworld with Hades, and when she comes back up here, she's like stuck in Momsville.
Fucking Momsville.
Momsville. All right, what's next?
Black Lightning, which I'm less excited to talk about because of that stupid showrunner. But the show itself is really good, so...
Show itself is very
This is another one of those conundrums. It's like, the show is so good, and everyone is doing such good work on it. Do you stop watching because of one man?
Yeah, hopefully he just...
I hope they just fire him.
If this is a thing, he gets booted, and they just bring someone else in.
And I'm going to quote from... I believe this is from a Captain Awkward article that I was reading, that consumption is not activism. So I would say that... Children!
That's a weird thing to say.
Consumption is not activism.
Yes. So I would say that for anybody who feels conflicted, if you want to continue to watch the show, nobody's going to, like, that's not a bad decision to make.
Yes.
Just donate $20 to, like, a women's shelter or something.
Just believe the people who came forward and talk about it and support that guy being fired.
I think that's enough. Yeah.
But also give your local women's
shelter some money. If you can.
They need that money.
If you can.
If you can. Don't feel bad if you can't donate. Not some of us are living hand to mouth.
Hello, my name is Monica.
Rob a bank and then give them some money.
Heist. Should we have recorded that?
It's fine. We'll fix it in post.
Into the world.
Who's ready to?
There is no post. We're not professional.
Who's ready to storm Nakatomi Tower?
We do it live.
Ah, me.
Okay, so step one, shocking no one. Gambi's alive.
Let me tell you how surprised I was.
So shocked.
We put on my surprised hat.
I even knew it was going to be a fucking like poop out the bottom of the truck thing. I was like, man, when that thing rolled, he jammed out of there.
He rolled it on purpose.
Yeah.
He was doing fine. The car was not broken, and then he was just like, just kidding. And I was like, oh, okay, you have a plan.
Yeah. Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Oh man, speaking of that,
secret tunnel.
We watched the first two She-Ra last couple nights ago.
She was so good.
One, it's so good. Like,
it only gets better.
Mind-blowingly good. Two, Bo reminds me so much of Sokka, and it makes me so happy.
Mm-hmm. Bo starts out way better than Sokka, but yes.
Oh, Sokka has to work up to his point.
Own shit. Yeah. But yes, they are basically the same. Also, like, I, watched episode, 6 with her on accident, and then immediately loved it, and then started it over, and I just wanted to know how it all went down. Because this one just goes, I don't know, she found the, sword in the forest or something. I was like, that cannot be the story! But it is, it is in fact the story.
It was mostly that, yeah.
It's fine.
But yes, She-Ra's very good.
Okay, but, you should watch Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh,
you have watched it. Okay, sorry.
I watched it before you did. Get the fuck out of here.
We're rewatching it.
Jesus.
It's our yearly rewatch.
Have you watched all of Korra?
She won't.
Oh, have you read all of the extended universe comics?
Wow.
She won't.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm in that second season of Korra where everything is terrible. And, there's the 3-way love triangle and everything is garbage.
It gets better. Get over it. Because Korra and Asami end up together.
I know.
Getting their bone down in the spirit world.
Yeah, but honestly not until the last 35 seconds.
That's what the extended comics are for.
Yes.
And then they go and tell her parents in it. And
can we focus on this show?
You think they're going to be like, what? And they're just like, no, that's dope. Get your bone down.
That is what they say,
world.
exactly.
So should we talk about Black Lightning then?
Okay, so Gambi pimps on out of that truck is what we're going to call that now.
You are ridiculous.
Look, I'm shook. I'm all riled up.
Okay.
I'm so tired.
All right, team nap after this recording.
Someone stayed up way too late watching YouTube last night.
Someone fell asleep watching the Great British Bake Off on the couch again.
Nice. I fell asleep watching YouTube, and it was like, I'm going to actual bed now, apparently.
Someone was planning to spin one out before she went to bed, but then watched 4 episodes of Criminal Minds and felt decidedly not sexy.
Not sexy. It's so hard to spin one out after you watch serial killers murdering and maiming people.
It's too much rape and child murder, and I'm just like, nope.
Actually, really glad you did not after watching those.
Actually, yeah, if you were still down to like spin one out, there's like walls in your brain that are made of adamantium.
You can't cross those streams.
Do not cross those streams. You do not want to accidentally awaken something inside of yourself.
Oh man, Gez, you would be victim number 0.
I would be victim. Don't do that. I think I could take her in a fight. She came at me while I was asleep, I guess.
You'd be your new skin suit.
If you figure out how to make me into a skin curtain. I just want to understand the process.
No, I'd have to practice on other people first.
That's fair.
Geez.
Okay. Oh, you're one of those wussy men who can't go after the lady in his life he really wants?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay,
you're gonna like cut all of this.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Anissa goes to South Freeland to try to find Anaya, and
I love how complicated this tiny fucking town in the middle of Michigan is.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man.
I think it's whatever that word is for Detroit. Like it's a stand-in. No, Freeland, I think, is a stand-in
for Detroit.
Like in the DC universe for Detroit. Or for a suburb of Detroit, or a suburb of Chicago, or just a suburb of.
So we find out we've got these two groups of people who live in the woods and hate each other, and they even have names for each other. Like the white people call the black people the Purdy.
No, the black people will call the black people the Purdy. The white people call themselves.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Fucking white people.
Sanjay.
The Sanjay.
Because they've got somebody who, like Jefferson, was exposed to that vaccine, and she got powers.
Looker.
Actually,
which, she gave her name that herself.
I don't think it was the vaccine. I think she's been here way longer.
No, she's been there like 30 years, which was the same time that Jefferson had his powers.
Sorry.
But she infects people with this silver goo and then can control them.
Yeah, it's real weird. And it gives them at least shitty super speed.
They've got super speed, but not
they
Flash
can
level.
get places quickly, and then they just stand around looking like idiots.
Like, they're not the Flash, they're more like the speed joggers.
They're like Quicksilver. They're a shitty Flash.
Call out!
Look, Pietro is a giant piece of shit.
I mean, that's true.
I hate that guy. You know who caused House of M? Him.
Pietro.
You know who was fucking his sister? Pietro.
Oh, man. Ultimates is the... Oh, that is some Calcic weird right there.
That's like,
do not make that comparison. They were actually fucking.
No, that's a bad parallel to make. So, we were doing a swap meet at the office, and Rachel brought in a bunch of books, including comics. And I have obviously established my Marvel street cred. So somebody in the office was like, "Oh, don't you want this Captain America comic?" And I went, "No, that's Ultimate's Cap. I don't read that garbage."
No, he's garbage. He's a fucking fascist.
Yeah. Do you think this A on my head stands for France? Yes, I do. Shut the fuck up.
I don't think you know how letters work.
Get out.
It's a thing he said.
I know. I was there. I like the very.
You were there. I was in the room.
I like the very first Ultimates. It kind of fell apart.
I got into comics, into Marvel because of Ultimates, but then it got fucking weird, and then I started reading Image.
Ultimate Spider-Man was still one of the
is still the shit.
Run in comics.
The only thing worth saving from that entire universe.
So that's how we have Miles Morales now.
Yes, actually, yeah. No, that's fair.
I don't know. Gay Colossus, we could probably pull over into the 616.
Oh man,
if we wanted.
Checking out Wolverine's dick in the shower.
Yeah. All right, back to Black Lady. I have a question. I think part of this is because they did a similar storyline on American Horror Story, but she's got 2 twin babies, and one of them is much darker than the other one. Is this going to be a 2 daddies situation?
Oh no, that can happen.
Yeah.
Like,
no, you looked it up. This is there's a twin. Sorry, I'm just gonna walk all over you. I'm the geneticist in the room, Kenneth. There's a set of twins in England.
English major.
I have a minor in anthropology, which is basically genetics.
No, it's not.
Not true at all.
I'm also a vague doctor.
Also not true.
There's a set of twins in England. One is white with red hair, and one is very black with regular, black curly hair. Mm-hmm. And they are identical twins. I guess they're fraternal.
Oh yeah, I understand that in reality that's definitely something that happens. I was just curious, like, where the show was going, since they had the one character say there's a white baby.
Well, no, I think that I think what the show is saying, there was that other guy, and he was mad because
Deacon?
Yeah, she didn't pick him. Yes. That tells me she was only banging down with Deacon, who was the white kid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And she chose Deacon over the black kid she was supposed to pick. Mm-hmm. So I think both of those babies are Deacon's babies. It's just genetic, like, happenstance.
Okay.
One looks black and one looks white. Mm-hmm. And so when they said there's a white baby in the house, that's just their own prejudice against black people who can pass.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Because both of those babies they're black. They're both black. They're both half and half. They're both, like...
Mixie kids?
They're mixie kids. They're going to be great. What?
Man, I hate that dog.
That dog's great. I love it. Enjoy the constant barking with no stopping.
At least it's a low decibel. It's not like it's a baby crying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Just like, kill the baby.
Whoa. Not cutting that
Anyway,
either.
those babies were so cute, and they were just little.
They
were
tiny.
friends at the end when they were turned toward each other and holding each other's hands. I was like,
yeah, and then doing some weird
eye stuff.
Yeah, like gifted children.
Well, no, they have her powers.
Oh yeah. Just shit. What are the?
Oh, the twins.
Sanjay?
No, on the gifted
the
hand
brother,
holding
sister.
The Fenris.
The Fenris. Yeah, they're gonna get some Fenris shit going on.
Oh man, I can't imagine trying to have twin babies that also had superpowers.
Yeah, such a hassle.
I'm a little worried that they're gonna split the babies up.
Mm-hmm.
That dad is a fucking bigot, so dad's gonna be like, grandpa, and I'm not gonna have a white baby in this house. And then the looker's going to be like, well, that's half mine because it's white. And then, like, these kids are going to grow up without each other.
Well, that's fine. Jefferson and their family are just going to adopt the mom
I swear
and
to God,
babies.
we're just going to pick up another set of, like,
it's fine
kids to raise.
So down for it. I could even see them adopting Khalil at this point.
Right? Just come into the house, Khalil.
Like, he finds out that Tobias is actually the one that paralyzed him.
Yeah.
And that's got to be a big old kick in the face.
And then Tobias literally kicked him in the face?
Yeah, a lot. Ugh. This was a rough episode.
That whole Tobias scene with him and Khalil was so hard to watch because that is like textbook abusive relationship talk. Mm-hmm. That is straight up like, the only way I can truly show I love you is by beating the shit out of you because this is the only way you can learn. And that's so, like, invasive and poisonous and how they work. And, like, Khalil had a really bad thing happen to someone whose life's been pretty chill. And he obviously didn't have coping mechanisms based on how it all shook out at the end. Mm-hmm. And then he immediately threw in with this master manipulator and abusive personality. And now he's just trapped. And he's 17 and he doesn't know how to get out of it.
Yeah.
And it was so hard to sit through that whole speech. I wanted to crawl into that television and just beat the living shit out of him myself.
Yeah. Yeah, he sucks.
I do hope that Khalil's going to make some good life choices coming up here soon.
He was sent to kill the preacher, and he did not. I feel that is the first step into him really changing his life around.
You, Kenneth. 2 or 3 episodes ago, you were like, fuck that guy.
Well, fuck him as long as he keeps making shitty life decisions and being a big old dickhead.
You're not wrong.
Which I'm bringing back.
I understand. All right, what's next?
Next and last, since we had no gifted, is Titans.
Oh my God, I love this stupid show.
Breaking news. Starfire got a new outfit.
Yay! And it looks great. I love it. I love that she still has the coat. I'm fine with the coat.
I love the coat.
But I'm into the, like, jumpsuit. Like, I'm here for it.
She just has a real 70s vibe. Yeah. And I'm here for that.
Which is very, like, OG Starfire, too. Yeah. Like, when Dick initially spins out into Nightwing.
I thought you were... I thought, like, initially,
Geez.
Okay, anyway.
That she had, like, very bell-bottomy pants and stuff, and it was cool.
And she looks amazing.
Yeah.
So, I love their phone conversation where she has to tell him that those people are dead, and he's like,
man.
Corey.
She's like, it wasn't me.
I love their relationship so much already, and I'm just so excited to see where it goes.
I also love, like, she shows up with the kids, and then mom and dad go to the bathroom to, like, have a talk, and it's just so domestic and adorable.
Yeah.
And, of course, Jason Todd being Jason Todd.
Man, he is such a butthead.
What a dirtbag.
He's my favorite, but he's tough sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, he's my Jason Mendoza.
Yes.
But I don't like that he beat the shit out of those cops in a town he's not from.
Oh my God.
That was not cool. Hey, Jason, not all cops are the cops you grew up with. Maybe find their names and find people they've trained and then beat the shit out of those people. But these are just cops in a whole nother jurisdiction who are just doing their jobs.
Yeah. With the caveat that fight was so sickly
cool.
choreographed.
It was a good fight, but it was hard to watch because, like, you don't beat up cops.
Yeah, that's not great.
Also, he, like, weirdly tried to start a fight in a bar. Like, what are you doing?
That kid just wants to fight.
Yeah.
That's all he wants is to punch people.
Jason.
He just likes to hurt people.
Oh, my God. Both of our dirtbags are named Jason.
Yes, they are.
Oh, my God.
Look, Jason Mendoza, at least.
He's a dirtbag. But he's adorable.
This is a good place, Jason,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I mean, no, he's a piece of shit, too, actually.
No,
Never mind.
he's a dirtbag from Florida. That's who he is, and he's fine with it.
Portals!
Oh, man.
This is my life. This is what I live with.
I love that when he's like, no, we should just throw a Molotov cocktail at it. And the rest of the crew is like, no, we shouldn't. That's not how you solve problems. And he goes, I don't know. Anytime I've had a problem, I throw a Molotov cocktail at it. And then immediately I have a different problem.
Also, I love how quickly he's able to construct those cocktails.
Yeah!
Like, he just
all of a
appeared out
sudden,
of, like, he just has it.
She's like, where did you get that?
I love that moment, because you're sitting there listening to him, and it's like that scene of Joey and Rachel on Friends, where you're like, have I been around him too long, or did that actually make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, so this was a pretty bottle episode-y. We have Dick and Jason cruising around, trying to figure out who is killing all of Dick's former circus associates.
So hard.
Yeah, because that's the only family he has left, basically.
Yeah. I'm glad we saved the bouncer friend.
Yeah, because he seems... I thought for a second it was going to be him doing it, and I'm really glad it wasn't.
Yeah. No, it was some mafia son who's, like, just lame and whiny.
Oh, with a very moist face. Oh, my God. When he took that mask off, and it was just...
Blah.
So great. We get a bit more character development flashback for Dick. That dude who did kill his parents, Dick tracked him down, almost killed him.
He pulled a Jason Todd.
Made the decision not to, though.
Well, Jason's working through his shit still.
And then the mafia showed up and actually did kill that guy, so that guy's son thought that Robin did it, tracked him down, yada, yada.
Yes. Well, I mean, and Dick still has to take responsibility for that, because while he didn't pull the trigger, the choices that he made led to that guy's death.
I mean, he did not kill that guy, though.
Here's the thing.
And I am in a fight with him for saying that.
Even if he hadn't, like, stopped that convoy to beat up that guy and think about killing him, the mob was going to stop that convoy and kill him.
Yeah, they were on the bridge,
so, like,
waiting for him already.
If Dick had done nothing, that guy was going to die. Dick
and probably
almost
the security guard cop guys would have died,
so
too.
Dick saved the people guarding him.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
Probably
a net gain of,
been,
like, 4 lives on that bridge.
Net gain, because the mob were going to kill that guy no matter what.
Okay.
He didn't help that or impede them in any way in killing that guy. But he did save the cops who were there to, watch that guy.
Okay.
So,
can you get your fucking hate for this version of Dick, like, under control, please?
I will not.
I like it. I like this show so much.
I'm enjoying that he's growing and he's getting better.
Yes.
The more time he spends with Rachel and the kid and Corey, the more he talks about his shit, so it doesn't bottle up and then explode out of him.
He talks about it, period.
Talks about it at all. Like, at first it was only Rachel, but he's starting to actually, like, share with Corey, which I am loving because I want, like, they're my current OTP forever. I love them. They're so cute.
Yeah.
And so I can't wait because I think we're moving toward Nightwing. Like, I think. Because he's talking to Jason, like, he puts that outfit on and he just, like, blanks and he's not Dick Grayson. And it's like, Bucky and the code words.
Yeah.
Like, he no longer exists because he did so much training that the muscle memory takes over.
Yeah.
And so I think if he got into a different outfit, he could rebuild his muscle memory and not be that Robin.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't have, like, PTSD and rage flashbacks.
Yeah, well, and to really, like, choose your own name, choose your own outfit,
your own colors.
It gives you much more agency. Because
and he's no longer a weapon of the Batman.
Yeah.
Also,
I think very last episode of this season, he's going to Nightwing it up.
I'm
so excited.
I was uncomfortable with Jason's beating up of the cops, but his comment about his job with Batman was so emotionally destroying that, like, I can almost give him a pass on the cop thing because
I think that's just his negative attitude, though. I don't think in any way Bruce would ever actually say that or do that.
I don't think Bruce would say that, but I don't think that makes it not
Are we talking
true.
about the same thing? That he is cannon fodder? He is the
we're the bright
distraction.
colors to distract.
So you're the distraction.
Yeah.
That feels very true to me.
I don't know.
I agree with her because
No,
the Robin in the comics wore bright yellow bikini shorts.
Yeah, because
Batman wears black.
Because that Robin came from a circus family, and I am betting chose his own outfit, basically.
So why are the Robins in color and Batman is in black?
Because the very first Robin
chose
chose that, and every Robin since then has just kind of adopted the same thing.
No, I think that your hard on for Batman is distracting you from the hard knowledge that he collects children, dresses them in bright colors, and uses them as cannon fodder.
I think I would disagree with the term cannon.
No, I'm just being it. I'm being.
Oh my god!
Wow, I cannot say the word. Okay,
cannon. It's cannon and fodder together. Cannon.
But I do think that they are meant to be a distraction. But I also don't think that he would use them as a distraction until he had determined them to be properly trained. But of course, they are still
uncomfortable with
children.
That. They are still children.
Yes.
So him saying that and understanding much faster and like accepting it much quicker than I think Dick ever did makes me feel so bad and sad for Jason and where he's at as a person. Like, he's fine with this, kind of a thing. Like,
well, yeah, he gets to beat up cops. So
I know, but like, he needs some fucking therapy.
Correct.
He needs someone better than Bruce Wayne in his life. Mm-hmm. Like, he needs so much that he's not going to get until he's murdered and brought back. That, like, I think that's why I'm soft on him, even though he beat the shit out of 5 cops.
Yeah.
Anyway, I like the way this show doesn't pull any punches about Bruce Wayne and what a shitty person he is.
He's a complicated person.
I mean, no one understands him but his
potato.
We got
another one, Kenneth.
Big shot of the Batmobile.
This is all your backwash.
Yeah,
I'm not drinking that.
I'm not drinking that.
Come
That's
on.
spit.
Ew.
Oh my gosh.
Well, no, that's drinking it.
We got a flashback that showed the Batmobile, which looked
it looked so sexy as fuck.
That's like OG Tim Burton Batmobile.
No, but it was better. It was like OG Tim Burton Batmobile, but in 2018.
Oh, yeah,
with like the smooth sides and the like soft sweeping lines and the tires just like being a part of the vehicle. Like,
so good.
Woo! I got myself a lady boner.
We had they go to that safe house, which definitely, as like it's sweeping around to show it, it just looks like Batman's profile, and I'm like,
does
Bruce,
it fucking really?
Oh yeah, dude, and because Bruce is so
not
extra,
really a safe house.
because it's like a kind of Harry Potter lightning thingy. But when you lined it up right, the jagged thing looks like the wings, and it's got fucking antennas coming. I'm
Kenneth,
oh man,
Kenneth,
I'll show you after this.
You like
so
this
great.
man.
You
like him.
Yep.
He's an idiot.
Oh, I know. And it's great. But I think they're also establishing that because I'm betting that's going to become Titan's headquarters.
Cool.
I'm hoping, like, honestly, at this point, I hope we don't ever see Batman.
Yeah.
I hope they cast someone as Bruce Wayne.
Right.
And Bruce and Dick eventually reconcile a bit, and he then funds the Titans.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. I'd be cool never seeing Batman on this because I think it takes away.
It does. Yeah. It detracts from it.
And I think it would be good to have Bruce because there is such a line between those two people, and Dick needs to have a conversation with the man who raised him.
Yeah.
Or helped finish raising him. And that man is not Batman. That man is Bruce.
Yeah, fuck Batman.
Last quick shout out.
Also, like, I love how much swearing there is on the show. This show is like built for me, and I'm here for it.
I love how much universe building it does. Like, it is low key established so many things in the DC universe, and it's just so great.
Maybe this is like the turn for DC, and they're starting to really figure out how to do that with this show, and maybe that whole like DC streaming service built out of this show,
will
be amazing.
And I'm here for it. And then. Last thing, Gar asking, when they get to the safe house, Gar asking if he can be Robin also was so good because that actor sent in an audition tape to be Robin, he auditioned for Tim Drake. Like, he was stumping for that in the probably now canceled Ben Affleck Batman stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, so
that's
nice
so
little shout out.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Now you get to be Gar, which is better.
Gar is better.
Apparently, like, he's a very prolific gymnast, and so it was him doing like cool Robin gym stuff that he sent in.
Oh, fun. Don't you love Tim Drake?
Oh, Tim
Drake
Drake
is his favorite.
Tim Drake is best Robin and top 5 best superheroes ever.
Cool. Would this guy be a good Tim Drake?
He would have been fantastic.
Tim Grape.
I love him. I love him as Gar also. Like, I think he's just doing a bang up job
legit,
in general.
he could still be Tim Drake in a movie.
Yeah,
like, it doesn't matter.
Hella down for it. It's just, I mean, the Ben Affleck one got.
No, I know, but they're gonna make another one.
Yeah. And then the very end when Dick's talking to Corey and she's like, "Oh, how many Robins should I expect?" And he's like, "None." And I'm like, "Yes, that is that first step."
I know that was so
that
great.
Nightwing booty.
And I'm like whatever. I think Dick's kind of boring. Whatever. I'm here for Corey. All right. I'm here for Corey. I'm here for Gar. I don't really care about Rachel, and I don't really care about Dick. But watching Dick's...
No one believes that.
I know. I love it so much. Watching Mr. Grayson's... Richard Grayson's...
if you will.
Richard, if you will. He lets me call him Richard. Watching his character development has really surprised how into that I am, because I really didn't like him at the beginning. I was like, oh, boring white dude, whatever.
Yeah.
But that moment when he's finally sharing with her, because remember when they boned down and he was like, I don't talk to people?
Yeah.
So him sharing with her and then him literally saying, I'm not bringing that with me, was like, oh my god, oh no, I give a shit about Richard.
Yeah.
Yay.
Whatever, I'm still here for Corey.
Corey's good.
Corey is the best of us.
Remember when we watched the trailer to the show and thought
and we
it was
were
just
all
going
like,
to be
it's going to be a
trash?
shit show. And it's so good.
It's so good.
Remember when they tried to make fucking, not Immortals, with the hair?
Inhumans?
Inhumans. And it was...
Oh my god.
total garbage. And then this trailer hit and we're like, oh good, another Inhumans.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Much better than that.
All right.
Okay. That is
I want to organize your garage. Let's
all
do
the
this.
news that's fit to print. So we're back next week with all 7 of our shows. As always.
No, I don't want to watch The Gifted.
I'm liking The Gifted. It's fine. Just skip over all the Jace stuff because he's a big old turd.
I just played 2 dots and don't pay attention.
Nice. So as always, hit us up with any of your thoughts on stuff, unless you disagree with me.
Megan, come for me about Australia. I'm so sorry.
Let her know how wrong she is about slang.
Megan, let me come live with you and experience Australia.
Megan, do you live in a hobbit hole or just near one?
What? That's New Zealand. Oh my god.
That's more offensive. Megan, come after her.
So we will see you next week with more hot takes on the Down Unders.
Hot takes and ignorance about Australia.
Thank you for listening.
Coming to you.
We'll see you next time. Same app time, same how channel.
Australia! What the fuck?
Jesus.
Hey, you a lot.